Hello and welcome to August's energy reading. I actually can't believe it's August already. But let's have a look at the overall energy and then any of the astrological events that might be affecting us through the month ahead. I'm going to start this time with some oracle and tarot cards, and then we'll go over to the notes I've made just so I don't forget dates, because I'm terrible. My memory is terrible. So let's start here. We've got the unknown archetypes. And we have the box. And these are our Sea Soul Journey. And we have Begin. Just drawn to the Moonology cards as well today. Oh, that's the flipper. So new moon in Aquarius and bring love into the situation. And then I've also got the Sacred Traveller cards. And we have Crossing Bridges. Let's just have a look at our tarot for August. Any more? Okay, so we have the Star card. Five of Wands, Five of Pentacles, beautiful Ten of Cups. It's my favourite card, I think. The High Priestess, the Tower, and the Sun. Another of my favourite cards in the deck, the happiest cards. And then we have the Four of Wands. Okay. And just to say, actually, when I was preparing for the reading today, I was really drawn to bring down my obsidian crow. I like to have these with me. And we have it's an angel aura quartz point. And also, I don't know why someone bought this for me, but a self-love affirmation jar. I'm just going to pour a charm as well. I'm just trying to do that this morning. That's my dog in the garden, sorry. Clambering about. And we have a crescent moon. I did actually see as well a key. Oh, I don't know if you can see it, they're tiny. Sort of a key there with angel wings and the love heart. Right, so with the box here, it's making me think that there might be areas this month where we feel we need to break out of our own boundaries and our own restraints. We need to think outside the box, actually. We're feeling a bit hemmed in, and maybe even trapped. And it's time to sort of find other ways to do something, find a new perspective, so that you can step out of your usual ways of dealing with situations, or if there's behaviours that you find like default behaviours, that you need to try and become more aware of how you react and how you deal with certain situations, so that you can make those changes. Because if you are changing the way you do things, you're going to change the outcome that you get from those situations. Our beginning card, I think this really is a time for new beginnings. And that's why I think there's this self-reflection with the box, and thinking about new ways of tackling situations and challenges, because there are new beginnings ahead. And this makes me think of affirmations, because it says here, may you start as if you've already begun. And that's what we do with affirmations and manifestation, is that we behave as if it's already here. We try and raise our vibration and our energy and our emotions into the emotion as if we already have the thing. So it's an I am instead of I will have. So yeah, new beginnings are ahead, and see them as if they're already here. Imagine them here with you already, and just step into any new areas of your life where you're looking for change, you're looking for a new destination. And I think with the box, the best way to do that is to look with with fresh eyes, take a step back to gain perspective, and then you'll be able to see the journey ahead much clearer. But this card is showing you that the road ahead is quite straight and quite direct. So, there's not too many twists and turns along the way. And then we have bring love into the situation, and the new moon. The new moon is at the beginning of August, around the 4th or 5th. I will double check the dates, I've got them written down. And actually, at that time, our Venus is still in Leo. So Venus is the sign of love, obviously, and it's still within Leo. So definitely a time for love, to feel cherished, and actually allow others around you to feel your love as well. It's a really beautiful time for connections, and also to connect with yourself. Make sure you're pouring love on yourself as well as on others. It's very important, isn't it? It's the one thing we forget. We often show love to our friends and family, and our partners, but not always to ourselves. So yeah, just take time. And that new moon will bring about all those new beginnings as well. So the beginning of cycles. And funny that we got the moon, even though it was a crescent moon, but the moon charm, which makes me think the moon this month's going to be key to emotions and transformation. And then we had crossing bridges. And the card says it's time for healing, connecting, mending and releasing. And again, I think that goes hand in hand with the box and this new beginning, this journey. It's time to be bold and cross over those things that were challenging or tricky. Like cross to the other side, move beyond it. And the best way always is to do any healing you need to do, anything you have felt stuck with. The way will be illuminated. And here obviously we've got the full moon. So again, it may be that near the end of the month, if you do the work, and you start thinking about these new ways, these new thought processes, letting go of old patterns, that by the end of the month at the full moon, you will be able to be crossing over into new territory and moving away from the old outcomes. New input, new output. That's what I was thinking there. For some reason, the lantern made me, I don't know why, it just made me think of pumpkins. So that's going into the, further into the year. So maybe this energy is going to continue on until the end of October. Just that moving forward, progression, growth, and enlightenment. And again, I was just thinking about this key with the heart. And the message I just had with it was that you hold the key to your heart. And I think it is a message from Spirit with the angel wings on there. So make sure that you're opening your heart to the right people, locking it down from those who don't deserve it, but also for yourself, and definitely to Spirit. Yeah, really, it's a time to connect. This month the veil is quite thin between, you know, the logical world, if you like, and the spiritual realm. So your human side and spiritual side really want to connect together, but also with Spirit. So yeah, look out for those signs and symbols, any synchronicities that you often see. There might be new synchronicities that come in, and just ask yourself, what are these messages? What are you trying to show me? That they will be trying to direct you gently somewhere. And then the tarot, I mean, it looks like there, as with everything, there has to be change, and there has to be a clearing of the old to let in the new. And so with the tower moment, the tower, I mean, it always looks quite dramatic, doesn't it? But actually, to me, it's a case of the foundations of something weren't very strong in the first place, and so it was very easy for it to come apart. And that doesn't always mean something huge in your life. That can be just old behaviours, old patterns, an old way of thinking. And this is all about seeking change. Again, clearing the path. You have to clear the way for things. Sometimes that can literally be clearing out your house of stuff you no longer need, to make way for the new, to declutter, but also declutter your mind, your habits, whether that's simple things like eating habits, or that you come in and sit in front of the TV and then you realise it's bedtime. But it can be big things as well. You know, if there are relationships you need to look at and have a new perspective on them, or changes, but it's a bit of a reality check. It really is about looking at where you are now and what you need to change in order to have those new beginnings. And it does sound here, actually, it's also about ambition. So maybe you're feeling really ambitious this month with Leo. It's a really confident sun sign. So maybe you're feeling really confident and you know that there are things you have to leave behind. Sorry. Lots. Barking at the birds. I do apologise. Lottie, come on. Sorry about that. She agrees, obviously. And then you had the Five of Pentacles and the Five of Wands. Because there are five, they're often about transformation. They're at the middle of the journey, and you're looking to shift out of an old energy and into a new. It's that caterpillar moment where you turn into your butterfly, but that's a tricky time. And there's just a notice there of, if you're feeling lacking something, or that you don't have something you want, now's the time to look for the light and take action to get it. Because sometimes we see things that we see it two way. We either are someone who sees the things we don't have, and then we have that sense of lack, or we see the things we would like and we go for them, and then we have that action to go and get them. And this is a time definitely for action, because it might feel like you're out in the cold, and it might feel quite hard, particularly maybe money, finances, material things. But actually, as you can see, the light is inside the church here. All they have to do is find the door. So it's you finding your way through. It is there, it's waiting for you. And in fact, it's quite obvious, but maybe you haven't seen it. You haven't realised it's right next to you. Someone's offering you something, or you can find it in yourself. The way through that fear of feeling of lack or insecurity, or a need in some area. Maybe you feel there's something you're wanting and you haven't got it yet. It's definitely a time to go and get it. And the Five of Wands often talks it's like they're not fighting with swords. It's like a practice. It's finding your muster and your gumption, and learning to how we push forward. We're bold, we're competitive. Sometimes that's struggling, you know, that's a struggle in those in that dynamic with people. But it's a real reminder to learn about the good and bad in life, because there's always the balance, isn't there, of the positive and negative, and often from the negative grows a lot of positive, and we have to sort of navigate that negative in order to get to our positive goal. And a positive goal is definitely what we're aiming towards, because we have the Ten of Cups. To me, there's 4 cards I want to hold, but I can't. The Ten of Cups to me is literally the happy ever after in the story. You're full of wonderful emotions and love. Lottie, sorry, it's early in the morning, there are a lot of birds. I do apologise. Yeah, everything has worked out as planned is the message on that card. It's a coming together of connections with your children, your partners, your friends, business colleagues, loved ones. It's a definite feeling of completeness, wholeness, that, yeah, all the cups lined up in a row. And yeah, it's just a time of celebration. If you notice, they're under the rainbow. So there had to be a bit of rain and sunshine to get there. So that's that positive and negative again being reaffirmed. And the star card to me is the wish fulfillment. So the things that you have wanted the most, you've worked towards them, you've asked for, are all coming to you this month. It's the real time for renewal, regeneration, and unexpected support and help. And actually the 5s here are all to do with unexpected energy. So there may be things coming in that you don't see coming. I think that they're exciting things, they're positive things. You don't see them coming, but they're there to help support your journey and support your wish fulfillment and your completion. So that's really beautiful. As well as the sun. The sun, I always think of happy clappy. The sun is shining, all the sun, you know, here comes the sun. I often sing that to my children. So yeah, it says success lies ahead if you keep to the path. So see your road ahead, see your beginning, keep to it. Don't be swerved, don't allow old patterns of behaviour or thoughts to throw you off course. Follow the sun, it's literally shining on you. So yeah, really beautiful. I always think of that as the happiest card in the deck. It brings me joy. Sunflowers are all to do with positivity and strength, facing the things we need to face head on, and real vitality. Really is a time of completion and success in anything that we do, and particularly relevant if you are a fire sign. So, and again, we're in the fire sign of Leo at the moment. And then we had the 4 of Wands, which is all about celebration. It's about coming together with family, loved ones. It's a real, like, coming home, resting, but joyous. A lot of romance, actually, and community. So yeah, coming together of different souls, in revelry, and yeah, real time of enjoyment. And again, that's that summer energy we're in already, is a real time for play. It's a time for enjoyment, prosperity, really enjoying as everything is becoming full of life. Our crops are nearly at the point of abundance, so we're about to, you know, they're ripening and they're full of energy and goodness. So yeah, real time of stability, and a time to enjoy all the hard work that you've put in. So that celebration could actually be a physical celebration as well, like marriage, birthday, yeah, anything that you're celebrating this month, and if you are, enjoy. And then our High Priestess, which is all to do again with change, but making changes using your judgment, good balance, good sense, intuition, and allowing yourself to see both sides of any decisions that you make, really weigh it up. It's the opposites, but in balance. And again here, I think in this card, she's surrounded, it looks like, I thought sunflowers again, although actually looking closely, they look a bit like pineapples. So if pineapples means anything to anyone, or maybe we should all be eating more pineapples. But for some reason that stood out to me, so it's always worth a mention. But actually initially I just, oh, I'm pointing at the wrong bit. I just saw beautiful sunflowers, again from the sun card. So yeah, be balanced, be very confident in your decisions, trust your inner counsel, trust your higher self, trust the messages you're getting, and move forward in a very balanced, in a very balanced energy. Use your wisdom, use your knowledge, and sound judgment is one on here. So this card also, because it's a 2, is to do with connections with people, duality, balance. But again, it makes me think of connections with people. That's the best way to deal with the connections around us at this point. Okay. So a really beautiful energy this month, really happy. There are some ups and downs, because there always are, but there's a real clearing of the ways to bring in new beginnings, new opportunities, new connections, and not allowing those feelings, if they do come in, or if you already are in a feeling of slight lack or disappointment, or you feel, I keep getting out in the cold, if you feel outside of something that you want to be included in, it's a real time to think of different ways of dealing with that situation, things you haven't done possibly yet, so that you can step outside of your usual confines and your usual way of doing things. Just, it can be something really simple, but going at it a different way. Okay, let's have a look at the astrology for the month, which, you know, it tends to affect all our energy, but each different event will affect you slightly differently. I tend to be really affected by new moons, but not so much the full moon, and then waxing and waning, my energy goes into a bit of a spin sometimes, so it will be different for each of you. So I'll just go through the month, and there's quite a bit this month actually. So we're continuing with this passion and confidence, because we're still in Leo season, so the sun is in Leo at the moment, and that's there until, I think it's the 24th, I've written it down somewhere. So yeah, it's time for creativity and that love vibe, you know, the happy, we're enjoying ourselves, the sun helps. And it's a month for really redefining yourself, okay? So make sure you're doing the inner work, which has come through very strongly in our tarot and oracle actually. Venus, our love sign, is in Leo until the 4th, so up to the beginning of the month. So you're going to feel that love and that abundance right into the beginning of the month, just for the first few days. And then from the 4th, we're straight into the new moon. So that's a time of new beginnings. It encourages us to take action, but the universe wants us to meet it halfway. So it's not just going to give you everything you want. Always, that's the way, isn't it? We have to do our bit as well. So again, it's that taking the action that you need in order to bring your manifestations into reality. So we need to look at the areas, look at those things that need action, where we need to make changes, because we know if we don't and we try and paper over the cracks that are appearing, they will just burst through. It's like skating on the thin ice, isn't it? The cracks get bigger and bigger. So it's always worth trying to deal with things head on, like our sunflowers, look at the sun, feel the positivity and head in that direction. So yeah, real time for manifestation from the 4th. On the 5th, we go into Mercury retrograde. Okay, so that will mess up communication. Your energies might feel a bit all over the place if you're affected by it. But where we are in Leo, it's a really important time to check any communications that you're doing, because it could be an email you send, or a text, or something you put in writing particularly, or having to sign that's, you know, an important document. Double check it, because this is the time for errors. Unintentional, but they're there. And miscommunications, mistimings. Your schedules might go out the window, you've made plans and they'll go awry. So just be prepared to be flexible with timings, allow extra times, and double check what time you're meeting people and things like that. It's that energy where things get misconstrued. And then on the 8th of August, we have something called the Lionsgate portal. Now I'm going to do a particular video for that to try and activate that energy. I'll probably try and put it up the day before so that you've got it ready, or maybe a couple of days before so that you can be prepared, find time for it, because that's a massive time for manifestation. So I won't go into that too much now, but that's on the 8th of August, 8th of the 8th. That's the portal, and it's where Sirius, which is our brightest star in the sky from Orion's belt, that is aligning with Leo. So it is a very powerful time for manifesting, and it comes straight after that new moon. So those two things together, that new moon energy will still be leaking through, and then our Lionsgate portal. So it's huge, and that one, I would say, for manifesting things for up to the next 12 months, if not more. It's an important time for rebirth, renewal. Again, that came through in our cards, didn't it? So yeah, very powerful time. And then by mid-August, our energies will be urging us to take action. We're going to be pushed a little bit more. This will be, I think, this period here where we're having to look at the things in life and start trying to make shifts in our own life energies. And then the full moon, which is in Aquarius, and that's on the 19th. And this is going to bring out your wild and rebellious side, okay? So expect changes and don't feel like you're going to be able to stay in your comfort zone. You will have to step out of your box, okay? It's going to be there. It will feel quite dynamic. You might feel that you're behaving in a way that usually you might hesitate. I don't think there'll be hesitation at that point. So yeah, really push yourself out of that comfort zone and into new growth. Because we always find that the growth comes when it has to be a bit uncomfortable to grow. Like the caterpillar analogy again, bursting out and becoming this new beautiful version of yourself, it's going to take a bit of effort. Okay, and this is on the 22nd of August is when we go into Virgo, so the sun is in Virgo. And this is going to inspire you, mind, body, spirit, and you're going to get into that mode of clear out the old, bring in the new. It's a very stable, balanced energy. This is our High Priestess energy. It's very grounded, actually. And although it's with our emotions, it's quite, it comes from a really centered place. So literally declutter, get rid of things you don't need, clear out the bottom of your handbag. You know, it doesn't always have to be huge things, but there's a sense of having to make way. If you're feeling a burden and there's heaviness, to let that go. Often it's as simple as throwing away clothes that you no longer wear, or go through the toiletry cupboard and throw out the perfumes that you've kept for 20 years that are in a box with dust on. That's my cupboard. And then on the 28th of August, Mercury goes direct. So that is going to bring back our clarity, but also it's going to bring with it new information and intuitive thinking. And that is going to be a great time at the end of the month to really tune into spirit, do a lot of connecting, make sure you are doing any connecting with soul and your energies this month. It's very important because that veil, as I said, is very thin. And so to get that inner guidance, it's a really good time to start doing those practices if you let them slip. Make time for them. And then at the end of the month, Venus slides into Libra. And Libra, as we know, is the scales, very balanced. And it brings real harmony to our connections and our relationships with our children, partners, friends, family. Dog's back, sorry. She's wanted to get in on this video. So yeah, connections with those you love the most. So you're going to wrap up the end of the month feeling a real sense of deep connection with yourself and also with those around you. So I'm actually really looking forward to August. It sounds wonderful. So yeah, I hope that's given you an idea of some of our energies that we'll be expecting. And if you have any questions or want any clarification, my brain went dead there, did you see that? If you want any clarification or anything like that, then just let me know. And I look forward to speaking to you for your personal readings soon. Take care.